This is Dr. Vaishali and I'm reading from the book Structure, book written by Dr. Rajan Sankaran. Expression of the row 3 remedies. Today's remedy is natrum muriaticum. The main theme of natrum muriaticum is of being betrayal or disappointed by the person with whom they seek or have a relationship. The main feeling is I will be let down or betrayal or disappointed by the person I trust the most and depend on, by the one whom I love. Natrum belongs to the column 1, where the structure has not started to form, and so they are completely dependent on somebody else and feel that person structures are their own. Chlorine belongs to the column 17, where its structure is dissolving, crumbling, and the feeling of being starved, betrayal, disappointment, and let down. The structure has become a burden. They feel trapped, bound, and tied down, and confined by it. So they want to break free and escape from it. Yet they are alone to face their situation and have nobody to depend on. Exact opposite of the column 1 and 2, where they depend completely on the structure or others. Natrum, with no sense of identity, is completely dependent on the other person, for I have a separate existence but no separate identity, and I also do not have the capacity to find my own nourishment and the care. While chlorine has a completely opposite sense of identity. I am the opposite of you, but feels betrayal, hurt, and let down by the identity given to them. So wants to break free from that and assume the opposite identity. The natrum muriaticum has a feeling identity as to his own, as if it was not his, where they completely dissolve that identity, and the feeling is it is not me, where they are very fine with the whatever the other person wants, and they exhibit no choice, and then all of sudden, for no apparent reason, doesn't do anything that the other person wants, but will do the opposite. It has to be realized. The natrum muriaticum exhibit the puzzling paradox of the opposites, a complete unity and another a complete rejections. In all areas they will express these two sides everywhere, and there so these two sides will be related to each other. One side will be rejected and the other side will be totally loved or merging. So completely rejected or rejecting the person she loves the most. This alternate between the positive and negative is a sign of salt, being one way one time and changing completely opposite in a other time. And in natrum muriaticum. Natrum muriaticum belongs to the malaria miasm, where they feel miserable, unfortunate, sad, and depressed, and ask, why am I in this relationship? It is like being in love with the married man, stuck in a situation with no hope or possibility of getting out of it. Now, the summarize from the earlier book, the natrum is the relationship they seek is not one of dependence like calcarea or magnesium, but of the friendship or the romance, a relationship on one-to-one basis. They have a fear of being emotionally hurt or disappointed, and hence are reserved or even unapproachable. At the same time, there is a tremendous insecurity with the fear of being alone and a fear of robbers, which is the rubric of natrum carbonicum. She believes that there is something wrong with her. Either she is not good enough, not good looking enough, which is mentioned in the rubric delusion. She looks wretched when looking in the mirror. Also, appearance is an important feature in the row 3, right? Or that she has not done enough, and this is why the other person will disappear or leave her. This makes her do her best to be nurturing and caring, makes her go out of the way for others. But when they hurt, she withdraws completely. There is a great sadness, silent grief, weeping with aversion to consolation. There is a bitterness, tremendous anger, irritability, hatred, and malice. She dwells on past disagreeable occurrence and is unable to forget them. She becomes aversion to company and shut off from the people. Or aversion to opposite sex or the aversion to her husband. This again alternate with the desire for company or a relationship. Thus, we find contradictory symptoms in natrum muriaticum people. In order to avoid the disappointment, they enter into the relationship where uh, from beginning there is no expectation of total commitment, like falling in love with a driver or married man. Their love often isn't reciprocate. When the natrum muriaticum woman fall in love, all that matter is how he treat her. Entire mood depends on this. Having been hurt, she blamed herself as much as she blamed the other person, and her feeling often alternate between these two. They are independent and dependable. They care a lot about the structure like the house, relationship, date, and timings, etc. And I have observed that many of them like music, especially the sad, sentimental type. In terms of Indian classical music, Raga Bhairavi carries a theme of separation or quarrels with the loved one, especially in man-woman relationship. Hence, this raga is closer to the natrum muriaticum feeling, with its disappointment in love and the bitter and sweet memory associated with it. Now, physical concomitants are listed: heart patient, heat of the sun, emaciation about the neck, crack in the middle of the lower lip, especially in the cold weather, desire salt, bitter, increased thirst, salty sediment in perspiration, headache from exposure to sun, map tongue, much trouble about the menstrual period. Mind rubrics are element from disappointment, old, element from grief, element from love disappointed, anger, consoled when, company aversion to presence of other people aggravate the symptom, desire for the solitude, desire or delusion rage the she looks when looking in the mirror, dwell on the past disagreeable occurrence, recall disagreeable memories, grief, cry cannot, grief silent, hated person who had offended him off, love married man with sensitive music too. From the Gibson, the natrum muriaticum is like it has to be realized, therefore, that the natrum muriaticum patient may exhibit the puzzling paradoxical symptoms like both physical and psychological, and of polarity opposite character. Now, the case of natrum muriaticum, case of 3-year-old girl with alopecia totalis, first seen on the 16th of June 2004. Initially, I have given her natrum bromatum, to which she particularly responded. She particularly partially responded, and I did a retake, after which I prescribed natrum muriaticum, to which she responded very well. Notes from the earlier case, means there is a whole narration of the case. Doctor asks, tell me what is happening, and her mother says she is suffering from alopecia areata totalis. Suddenly she was having total hair loss. This suddenness is very important. But earlier it was patches, her mother said. But earlier it was patches. We saved off her hair because it was literally falling. So now it's about 2 months. In the past, she used to be very sick and was on antibiotic. And father said, basically she is weak child, and since she was born, she is underweight. And in last 7 to 8 months, she has been hospitalized once for dehydration and gastroenteritis, and 2 months after that, second time again she was hospitalized for the pneumonia. When any disease has no characteristic symptom, or in one-sided disease, go to the past to get the symptom. Here are the notes of Dr. Rajan Shankaran. When a disease has no characteristic symptoms, or in one-sided disease, go to the past symptom. Now, make a note of the sequence of event like gastroenteritis, pneumonia, hair loss, etc. The order in form of below part, right? This order is like from below part. I mean, it is mentioned in a earlier base. Gastroenteritis first, then pneumonia, and then hair loss develop. It is important because later on during her follow-up, as per alopecia improves, she suffered recurrence of these old symptoms also. So we can understand that this was the history. Now doctor asked, so tell a little bit about her, and she said, her mother said, she has a poor appetite. Her father said suddenly she started painting and having a breathing, and our family doctor suggested we take care of